Loading complete.
What's going on, guys? Smarty here, and welcome back to Smarty's Untitled Review Show, now with a new intro and video games and other things, because I can review whatever I want on this show. Anyway, now you may be asking, where the hell have I been when it comes to doing reviews? Well, I can assure you, I have written a lot of stuff for Last on the Bandwagon, but it's coincidental when your PS3 dies and you can't do the PS1 games. So on today's episode, we're going to be looking at a game that I have very much been looking forward to for a long time, and really I just need to show the trailer, and you'd be absolutely wowed by it. Today we're going to be taking a look at the game Crawl by Powerhoof Games. Also, before we even start, that is a badass name for a game studio. Powerhoof! Sound like you can use that in a sentence like you're attacking someone with a power hoof. Powerhoof! Crawl is a cross-genre game with roguelike, bullet hell, and brawler elements for up to 4 players offline and bots. The main player advances through randomly generated dungeons as a human hero, while up to 3 other ghost players control the dungeon's enemies and traps to kill the main player. The ghost player who kills the human hero ends up swapping roles to become the next player. Players earn experience as they progress through the dungeon in both the human hero and the non-human ghost roles. The hero experience unlocks new attacks and spells, and ghost experience unlocks stronger enemies to possess. Each player's human hero experience level, weapon, and stats progress is preserved in between turns. Crawl was designed to be more fast-paced and arcade-like than strategic, and includes genre-standard activities like collecting loot and upgradable weapons and magic items. Once players' ghosts possess monster spawners and traps in the active room, they cannot leave the form until they die or kill the main player. The players and enemies grow progressively more powerful over the course of a match. The game ends when the human hero reaches an experience level of 10, enters a portal, and defeats the final boss controlled cooperatively by the other players. Typical matches last about 30 minutes. Now, what really hooked me about this game, first off, is the fact that it's so fast-paced. Like, it's hard to describe, but this game really does feel like a soccer match when you look at it. It's really fast-paced. It's a back-and-forth battle to see who's going to be able to beat the final boss and who is overall going to win the game. Games take about 30 minutes, like I said before, but honestly, when it comes down to the game, it does seem like it is a mishmash inspiration of games like Bomberman, The Legend of Zelda, and Japanese bullet hell games in general. What I would suggest is, honestly, if you can, gather 4 friends, get 4 Xbox controllers, plug them into your PC, and just have a fun time. This game really is meant for, like, it's meant to hark back to the old days of, like, arcade gaming, where you and 4 friends would just end up going to a machine and just spending a day having fun. Aside from the fast-paced gameplay, my actual other favorite aspect of this game is the sound design. I have never heard such a, next to at least Shovel Knight, which I'll get to at another time, but I have never heard such a wonderful, like, chiptune soundtrack, which really gives you the sense of dread and this sense of, like, old-fashioned dungeon crawling. Like, they really nailed it head on, and I think that if we get more games like this that have that inspiration, I really think we're gonna have a resurgence in retro gaming, and that's something we need. Now, as much as I am praising the fact that this game is going to revive the whole couch co-op experience, I really do think, though, that this game definitely needs some online multiplayer. I mean, yeah, I understand that they are really debating it when it comes down to, like, the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Wii U, in hopes that they get, like, Unity support, but honestly, I think right now, when it comes to the PC port, I think it does need the online multiplayer, because you would have such a massive audience for this sort of game when it comes to an online multiplayer. Really, when you just gotta look at other games like Mount Your Friends, stuff like that. Games that you can have that co-op experience with and just have a lot of fun playing. Speedrunners included. That's like one of the most competitive multiplayer indie games of all time. Stuff like that is a great example of why online multiplayer works, and I think Crawl would give that a run for its money. But overall, I really do love this game. It's actually one of the most fun experiences, one of the most fulfilling experiences in a video game I've had. Though I do think it really does need the online multiplayer, just to bring in that wider crowd. Honestly, I could say to you guys right now, I'm gonna put a link below, you should go buy this game. It's really fucking good. It made like 10,000 sales in the first, I think the first week, and it can only go up from there. And this is an early access too, so when it comes down to it, it's gonna only do better based on if you guys check it out and stuff like that. Without the online multiplayer, it's still good. I just think the online multiplayer could make it exponentially better. So with that said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of Smarty's Untitled Review Show. Yeah, so I'll talk to you later. Hopefully I can get my PS3 fixed so that I can do more Last in the Bandwagon stuff. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. This is Smarty, signing off.